In 1993, someone asked the question, what happens if you put one mentally unstable person in charge of another? In 2024, we got that answer. They make a podcast about chick flicks. Welcome to You've Got Mails, everybody. In today's episode, we'll be discussing 1993's Benny and Joon. When I podcast, yeah, you know I'm going to be the guy that podcasts next to you. Welcome to You've Got Mails, everybody. I'm here with CJ, the man that I would walk 500 miles to podcast with. And on today's episode, we'll be talking about 1993's Benny and Joon.
They went right into that song, and it made me so happy.
I gave it 5 stars right off the bat. I was like, 5-star movie.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the movie happened, and it may have changed. But from that opening credits, I was like 5 stars.
Like, it's so cheesy, but everybody loves it. Like, I've always expected somebody to be like, I hate that song. Nobody's ever said that.
Nobody hates that song. And do you know, so a little bit of trivia before we get into the movie even,
we should reference, we're talking about the Proclaimers' 500 Miles.
Yeah,
right?
Everybody knows. Everybody
Come on,
knows that.
German.
They know.
The German knows about the Proclaimers? All right.
Well, here's the thing. That song was much bigger overseas than it was here. That song was released in 1988 and was successful mostly in the United Kingdom and Australia. It didn't get famous here until this movie. The director heard it and put in the movie in 1993, and then in 1993 it actually hit number 3 on the Hot 100 charts. So it wasn't even a known song. This movie pretty much brought it into the limelight and gave it its flowers, so to speak.
Rock and roll.
Yeah. So we have Benny and Joon to thank for this song, because before that, us stupid Americans didn't know anything about it.
We also have Benny and Joon for all of Jack White's look. Like, everything about Jack White came from this movie, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong. Okay, so let me ask you this. Did you know much about this movie when we rolled it and when you...
I don't think I'd ever even heard of this movie when we rolled it. Yeah.
So I had heard of it. It's got some iconic scenes that we'll get into. Like, there were things that I knew this movie for, but I never actually watched it. And I'll tell you right now, I assumed that Benny and Joon were our two love interests. And I was quite surprised when I found out they weren't. I thought that was an interesting move. So
I'm still not sure who our main love interests are.
It's Sam and Joon, I think.
It's not Benny and Julianne. Ruthie, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think the story I think it's called Benny and Joon because the real story is about a brother and sister and their relationship.
Sibling love.
And then the people that kind of come into their lives, throughout the movie. So we start this movie out. We meet Benny, played by...
Aidan Quinn.
Played by Aidan Quinn. And Benny is a mechanic. He has his own mechanic shop. And we kind of get a glimpse into, like, some of his friends. So
a well-bearded William H. Macy.
Yeah, which he barely in this thing.
No.
I was surprised to see him.
He got a big credit on it, too.
Yeah, I was surprised to see him. And Oliver Platt.
Gotta love that guy. I don't know why. Something about the way he looks makes me think I want him to be my friend.
I don't know what it is either, and I saw him, and I was so happy to see him, because that guy was like a part of my childhood. Like, I didn't have like Oliver Platt posters on my wall as a kid, but I felt like he was in everything in the 90s.
Yes.
Like, you couldn't like see a movie and not see Oliver Platt in it. Where's Oliver Platt at today? Has he been in anything recently?
No.
You don't think? I don't know.
He's not all over anymore.
Well, he's not all over, no. Although I do have that poster in my room now.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, so we kind of meet his friends and we find
right
out...
up next to the Baywatch posters.
Yeah, we get... He gets a call, Benny gets a call to shop, and they say it's from Joon and it's emergency. And the emergency is they're out of peanut butter. So we find out, we're introduced to Joon, short for Juniper, played by Mary Stuart Masterson. And she is... So there's not a term. They don't give it a term.
Yeah. She's special needs.
She's special needs. So possibly autistic on the spectrum. I've seen some people say paranoid schizophrenic. This movie loses any points. Well, I mean,
it's fast and loose with what's going on with her.
Very, and it doesn't really... They play it as not a big deal, when in actuality, towards the end of the movie, we find out it's kind of a big deal. She's just kind of quirky at first. They treat mental illness as just kind of like a quirk.
And her symptoms sort of change depending on how they need them to fit the scene.
They do. So we get a scene with her, and they have a maid, this Irish woman.
Who, I was so depressed she was not in this movie anymore after
I know.
this
Her name is Smale. She's Mrs. Smale.
She has 3 of the best lines in the movie, back to back to back.
What are they? Because I might have missed them.
I wrote all of them. And maybe this is because she's got an awesome like Irish brogue when she says them, but she says, "The winds of reason shall turn stern," and I'm like, "Damn, she's hitting hard right off the top." And then when he says like, "Oh, it can't be that bad. Please come back," and she goes, "The mule's already turned to glue," which is a great way of saying like the genie's out of the bottle.
Yeah.
And then, like, he says, "So that's it? Like, that's your final word on it?" She says right off, "When a boat runs ashore, the sea has spoken." And runs off, and I was like, this lady's a fucking poet. Like, I want
she also
her.
seems like an awful lot. Like, that. No wonder June didn't like her. Doesn't seem like the way you talk to somebody like June.
No.
With a bunch of weird prophetic, like, Irish proverbs. But we find out, we meet June because she's actually fighting with basically a housekeeper, and also kind of like a caretaker. They call her the housekeeper, but she's really there to keep an eye on June, because we find out that June tried to burn the house down. She has like swings, like mood swings. She'll be fine one minute, and then she might break some things, try to light something on fire. She's a little unpredictable.
Yeah, and let me ask you something. Like, not to get too serious on it, have you ever been in that situation where you're like in charge of another person who's not fully capable of
just myself?
Okay. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Like I've had limited times where I've had to do something like that. Like I'm childless by choice and happy about it. Like maybe it's because I've never had to raise a little death potato of my own. Like, basically, a child is like a ripened watermelon for the first 2 years. You got to be very careful with them. But, like, I just don't know how to care for somebody like that.
I shall be referring to all children as death potatoes from now on. So, Smale is the caretaker. They call her housekeeper. But she's quitting. So now Benny is kind of stuck without anybody to keep an eye on June. And Benny has a job. He owns his own business. He's trying to have a life outside of June, but it's hard for him. He's always kind of worried and he needs to be there for her. We get a little bit of look inside their life, just kind of his like day to day with her. They go for a car ride. She wears a helmet in the car. She's always carrying around like a fucking ping pong paddle for some reason.
Yes. You find out the reason.
Yeah. But she's got like little quirks and issues, and clearly he loves her and he wants to take care of her, but he's also kind of stressed by the situation because he doesn't really know what to do with himself or how to have a life outside of it.
Yes.
We get a little glimpse of him and his friend circle again. They have a card game like on the weeknights on occasion. And it's at Oliver Platt's house. And then we have their friend Mike. And then we have their friend Thomas, who's played by Dan Hedaya.
Who is that?
So I first remember seeing him on Cheers. He was Carla's like ex-husband.
Oh, so it wasn't a big Cheers guy.
Okay, but he's also been, like, he was the dad in Clueless. In Addams Family, he's, like, one of the people that's trying to, like, sneak fake Fester in and, like, get the money from the family.
Yes, he's the lawyer.
He's Tully, yeah. So he's a great character actor. Like, I've seen him in so much different things, too, and he's always good when he's in them, I think. But we see their card game. I love their card games.
Dude, how cool is this card game? Do you want to do this?
I kind of do. So they don't play for money. They just play for things that they have. So
and they just write it on a slip of paper.
Yeah, so like at one point, like Mike puts in a bet, and it's like 100 yards of coaxial cable that he has because he's like he installs cable. That's what he does. So and they bet like tickets for baseball games,
hedge trimmers,
coupons, and things like that. Here, they kind of talk about Benny's life, and he's talking about his time with June, and Mike says, "Well, I kind of got the same thing going on. I got a cousin." And he's real weird. Like, he just moved in with me. Yeah. He calls him his roommate at first. We find out it's his cousin. He's like, I don't know what to do with him. He's just a little bit weird. He sits at home all day polishing my plastic forks. And he says he can't read.
Yes.
Which I thought was a great line.
Which we've only glimpsed at this point. This is Johnny Depp's character, but when they're driving to the poker game, she looks up and he's in a tree outside the house staring down.
We actually see him before that. We see him coming into town on a train.
Oh.
I think during like the opening credits, like maybe between
this is true, yes.
Maybe
yes.
between the time we meet Benny and the time we get the scene with June, we get a little train where he's coming into town, where we see him and he's reading a book about Buster Keaton.
It's not even about Buster, it's the look of Buster Keaton.
Well, because he can't read, so it's probably just pictures of Buster Keaton.
Yes.
So he has this book, and he models himself after Buster Keaton. It's obvious. He's kind of a old film aficionado.
For any of our listeners under the age of 89, 90 years old, just Google Buster Keaton. He's pretty cool. I'll talk about him more later.
Yeah, he's like Charlie Chaplin type, like a silent movie era.
That really definitely makes it clearer.
Yeah. You know.
for the people under 90.
I feel like Charlie Chaplin's a better known name than Buster Keaton.
That's true. Okay.
I feel like you're going to know Charlie Chaplin before you know Buster.
Just picture the funny Hitler mustache. That's Charlie Chaplin.
But so they're kind of talking about that. And I like there's actually one of my favorite lines because Mike says he can't read. And the other guy goes, when you say he can't read, you mean words? What the fuck else is he supposed to, like, minds? Maybe he reads minds. I don't know.
Can't read the situation.
That line just got me. So then we get a scene with Benny goes to, I guess she's a caseworker therapist.
I think this is my girl right here.
CCH Pounder.
I'd never seen her in a role I didn't like her.
Yeah,
she is a baller.
She's always great in everything. So we meet CCH Pounder, and she's kind of discussing with Benny options for June. She doesn't think that June should be home. She should be in a home.
Yes.
And Benny's very reluctant.
With her peers.
With her peers, she says. And Benny's just kind of saying, she's fine. Like, we get along okay. Like, things are weird. I just need to find a new housekeeper because there's nobody at the house to watch her right now. And at
this point, I mean, he has already referenced at this point that she has attempted to burn the house down. So she's definitely not somebody you want to leave, like, alone. CCH Pounder might honestly be right.
Yeah, I think so. But it's like one of those things where she's his sister. Like, they're all they've got. We find out that their parents died when they were young. He's been caring for her since she was a child. So it's the only person he's got. Like, she makes his life difficult at times, but he loves her. And there's no way he wants to just get rid of her and put her in a home.
No, he's got a heart of gold. You believe that he loves her. Absolutely.
No, yeah. Like, I think Benny's such a good, like, I don't want to say a good character. I got problems we're going to get into in a little bit.
Oh, yeah? I think he's a great guy.
But he's just
catch.
He just seems like a genuinely nice person.
Yes.
So from here, we see a little bit more of Benny's life. They really kind of just shove it in your face from the beginning that Benny can't have a normal life. There's a very attractive lady who's at the shop getting her car worked on. And she's giving him looks, giving him vibes. She comes back a little later to pick up her car and asks him out to dinner. And he's just like, I can't. Like, I just can't.
He doesn't even think about it.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that. Because he doesn't have time in his life for anything but June.
I can give you a quickie behind the dumpster, but that's about it. Lunch breaks in an hour.
We get a dead goldfish scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Benny has a goldfish named Steve, and Steve dies. And we also get they're playing ping pong, Benny and June. And this is kind of one of the first scenes where we kind of see her snap.
Yes.
Yeah, they're playing ping pong and...
well, we've seen a few things up to this. So when he's with CCH Pounder, and she's lecturing him, and he goes, no, she's fine. It cuts to her outside with the ping pong paddle trying to direct traffic.
Yeah.
And causing a giant traffic jam.
Yeah, and the cops pull up, and she produces her medical card.
That says, like, did you pause it to read?
No, I didn't.
It says, like, if you find me, please contact this guy. Like, I need help.
Right.
And it's like she's played this game before.
Yeah. So, we get them playing ping pong together, and she accuses him of cheating, and they get in a little argument, and then she just starts, like, smashing stuff. Like, breaking things.
Yes.
And he's still just so, like, reluctant to put her in a home or do anything with her, but, like, his whole thing is, I gotta find someone else to take care of her. He needs a housekeeper. That's all he needs. That's all.
He just needs help.
It's
8 hours a day.
Yeah, it's gonna fix everything. He's calling Thomas, Dan Hidea's character. He works at the psychiatric hospital. And he's been asking around trying to find somebody to come take care of her and watch her. They can't find anybody. So he has to take her to the poker game. He takes her to their poker game that night. And he's outside doing something. I don't know what.
This is weird because
she's there before him, it seems like. But I'm guessing he's there somewhere outside. And
they're working on a car or something.
Yeah, they're waiting to start the game. Well, they're probably working on Mike's car. That makes sense. So he's working on a car maybe outside. And they want to get the game started and can't. And June says, well, I know I've played cards a little bit here and there. And they start playing, and Dan Hidea's character always folds. Like, he never bets anything. He always backs out. As soon as the first bet comes in, he's done. So it's going back and forth between Joon and Mike, and the betting gets progressively more serious in their standards, you know. Joon bets grout. She wants the bathroom regrouted. And then he bets her that she has to come wash his dog. And then she bets...
painting the house.
Scraping and repainting the entire house. His final thing is he bets his cousin.
A human being.
A human being in a poker game.
The 90s were a magical time.
With a girl with mental disabilities. He's playing poker, and he wants to turn his cousin over to her. He says, if I win,
do you remember a time like when diners had no ideas what avocados were? You could smoke in a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And you could just straight up win a mentally challenged person in a game of poker.
Yeah.
Like, the 90s were really fucking wild.
And spoiler alert, she loses.
Yes.
And right at this point, Benny comes in from outside and sees that she lost, and he's immediately like, what did you lose? Like, what did you bet? Like, what do we not have anymore? It's not that you don't have anything, Benny. You've gained something. You didn't lose a poker game. You gained a Johnny Depp.
Yes. It's not a terrible deal.
No, not at all.
I guess. I mean, you know, Johnny Depp's a fucking fantastic actor. It's enough to really, like, look aside at all the weirdness that man's involved in.
Yeah, absolutely. So they go outside, and this is where we first really meet Sam, you know?
25 minutes. I paused it. 25 minutes.
So we meet... Well, I mean, we saw him. He was creeping in a tree.
We got glimpses, but...
Yeah, he's creeping in a tree. He's on a train. But now he's outside. So he did, like, all of his physical comedy stunts in this.
Okay.
Really cool stuff. Like, at this point, he's doing, like, a routine with a hubcap. Just, like, spinning on his finger, like, down between the legs, over the head. And then he throws it into the air.
It's gone.
And it doesn't come back.
This is an actual Buster Keaton.
Well, this was the first point in this movie where I said to myself, I think he's magic. And we're going to get into that. Like, he seems magical. He is a manic pixie...
absolutely.
Dream boy, like for 100%. Like, he's the manic pixie dream boy.
This time, manic is literally a diagnosis.
Yeah. So, you know, Sam and Joon and...
They honor the deal.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't get. Like, Benny's like, all right, I guess I'm taking this guy with me. Like, now I have another mouth to feed. I have to take this guy to live with me. And it's just totally okay with it. And this other guy is just okay with giving away his fucking cousin. It's so weird.
I wish I had something clever to say. This is just fucking beyond me.
Yeah, it's very... I mean, it's for the sake of the movie, you know? Like, this would never happen, I don't think, in real life, obviously, but just such a wild scenario.
Yeah.
So, they take Sam out to dinner, and they go to, like, a little diner. And this is where, like, this is the iconic scene that I knew of. This was actually done by Charlie Chaplin in a movie in, like, the 30s or 40s. He does, like, a little dance routine where he sticks the forks in the rolls, and he does a little dance. What I like about this, and what I really liked about Benny throughout most of this movie, is he's watching him and isn't, like, annoyed or, like, freaked out by him. Like, he's smiling. He, like, seems to, like, be into this guy. Like, he thinks he seems like a cool, interesting person, and he's okay with taking him into his home.
I think a lifetime of being with his sister has kind of opened his eyes to being...
Yeah.
You know, like, he's not going to just dismiss somebody because they're quirky. Because his sister is extremely quirky.
Yeah. It's at this point, which this might be the most unbelievable thing in this movie. There's a waitress walking by, and as he's doing the dance routine, one of the bread rolls flies off of his fork, hits her in her head, and this lady drops like she got hit with a bowling ball.
Yeah.
Flings the dinner, like the tray that she's carrying on the food, it slides down the bar. Sam jumps up, runs down, slides, catches it, and then does a whole fucking routine where he is, like, serving food to the diners in the diner, but, like, just, like, juggling plates with the three guys at the table, like, just switching them all around.
It was honestly pretty cool to see.
And again, I was like, this guy's magic. Like, I feel like this is not a normal human thing to do. This guy has special magic powers. Julianne Moore, who plays Ruthie, another great actress. And I feel like a lot of people got maybe close to their start in this movie. Like, I don't know what else she was in at this point, but I don't remember seeing Julianne Moore until, like, later in the 90s. Same with William H. Macy.
She's fucking excellent in this movie.
She is. She's good in everything. She kind of comes up to Benny and is like, what are you doing? Or comes up to Sam. I'm going to call Sam Benny a lot, because to me, in my mind, Benny and Joon are like the love interest, but they're not. It's the brother and sister. But it's really hard because I keep wanting to call Johnny Depp Benny.
Couldn't agree with you more.
And he's not Benny.
He also really seems like a Benny.
Yeah, they threw me for a loop on this one. But she comes up to Sam and it's like, what are you doing? And he starts acting very strange. Like he's speaking to her in a woman's voice. And like we find out he's reenacting a scene from a horror movie that she was in. She was, I guess, like a failed actress.
And she catches on immediately. You're confused, but
yeah, but she's watching him and her eyes kind of light up and she says, you saw that? And he goes, oh yeah, I loved it. Like it was a great movie, you know? And so that was kind of a cool scene. And then they go home and they set Sam up with like a couch and a blanket.
Oh, and we haven't even mentioned that like a big part of this is Joon makes art.
Yeah, she's a painter.
And it's in her little studio. Mm-hmm. The couch in the studio he goes to sleep in. And she actually, like, I think the art's pretty fucking fantastic.
It is. She's a good artist.
Even for some of it's really
you know what,
out there, but it's still great.
I never thought about that. And I'm gonna bring this up later because I didn't really even think about her art, but that brings something to my mind that I want to talk about in a little bit.
Why didn't they sell the art?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I was gonna get to that when we got to the other.
It's like her art. I mean, maybe she just didn't want to sell it or something, but like, I think they could have made some money.
Yeah, fucking put it in a gallery. He gives Sam a couch and a blanket. And this was another awful thing. Like, he thanks him for the accommodations and said when he was staying with Mike, he was sleeping under the sink.
Quick throwaway line.
Yeah, quick throwaway line, but you're like, this guy's a monster. He bet him in a poker game and had him sleeping under a sink. Fucking unreal. And we get our first weird, like, bathroom scene. There's some strange bathroom scenes between Benny and Sam, I find, in this movie. But in this one, Sam is sitting in the tub, fully clothed, with no water in it. And Benny is sitting on the toilet. But not going to the bathroom. Just hanging out. Just hanging out. But odd that they're just in the bathroom together, like one's in the tub, one's in the toilet.
You're lucky that I couldn't fit this couch into my bathroom. Like, I love that. I remodeled the bathroom. It's gorgeous in there.
I bet you the acoustics are great in there.
Yeah.
Maybe next podcast we just put the mic on the sink and I'll sit in the tub and you sit on the toilet and we'll see how that sounds.
I'm in.
All right. But he's kind of explaining to Sam that Joon is mentally ill. And he's going to like let him watch her. And I'm thinking, you can tell there's something wrong with Sam too, right?
Yeah.
Like, Sam's not all there.
No.
They don't ever really say he has any kind of, like, mental issues.
I believe, like, now the
he's
word
probably
for it would
autistic
be
too or something.
Neurodivergent.
What is that?
That's, like, the most PC nowadays word for it, but he doesn't... Like me or you would be neurotypical.
Okay.
He's neurodivergent. He does not perceive the world the way we do, and he doesn't interact with it the same way.
Okay, all right.
So that's like the most like up to date version of it now, and I would say that he fits that perfectly.
Okay, all right. But clearly, like, I don't know if this is the best guy to leave your sister with, who has a penchant for burning down houses sometimes, and just causing general mayhem when the mood strikes.
Yes.
But he leaves Sam in charge while he goes to work. Sam is actually a really good housekeeper. He starts cleaning the house.
Full on Buster Keaton cleaning the house, man.
He is. He's on like a chair sliding back and forth from corner to corner of the room, mopping the corners, like, you know, getting the cobwebs from the corners of the ceiling.
Did you catch the song?
What was that?
Temple of the Dog.
Okay, it sounded like Chris Cornell to me, but I didn't think it was a Soundgarden song, so I wasn't sure. All right. So
this movie actually has some pretty great
music. So he's got this on full blast. June's outside in the garden, and she sees him flying past the window. And from her vantage point, she can't see the chair. So this guy is essentially just flying through the house.
Yes.
And the music is just blasting, and this kind of sets her off. And she goes in, screams at him to turn the music off, completely freaks out, takes the radio away. At this point, Benny comes home, and Sam is gone. And she tells him, I kicked him out. I kicked him out of the house. And he's like, why? Like, what happened?
He's cleaning.
And this is the first time you kind of see... Because I was like, why would he leave, like, a stranger, essentially, at home with his sister?
It's a little odd. He's desperate.
And she says, like, he did it. Or, he did it. I can't believe he did it. And Benny kind of, like, alert mode, like, attack mode. Like, he did what? She goes, he cleaned the house. And he looks around and everything's, like, spotless. And he's like, oh, that's fucking pretty terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's like, you kicked him out for cleaning the house. She goes, yeah, I guess so. I didn't mean, So they look outside and Sam they get a knock at the door. And they go to answer the door and there's a little Jack in the Box. at the doorstep, and they look across the street, and Sam yet again is just perched on something. This guy's like perching in trees.
On a mailbox.
Yeah, he's sitting on the mailbox. You know, they kind of say, hey, maybe we should let him back in the house. Like, let's let him back in. At this point, he makes grilled cheese with a iron, like that you iron clothes with.
Yes.
And I immediately thought, this looks like a great idea. I kind of think that would be delicious.
I mean, yeah. Grilled cheese are not, that's not exclusively a stovetop meal.
Yeah, I just feel like you get a real nice crisp on a grilled cheese with an iron.
You get anything hot enough, you can grill cheese on it.
But they're watching, there's actually a lot of good scenes in this where he's cooking unconventionally. There's a point where he's making grilled cheese on the ironing board. There's a scene where he's making mashed potatoes with a tennis racket.
Yes.
Where he's just smashing the potato and using it to basically like dice the potatoes. There was also a scene in this that was cut out where he was making lobster in the dishwasher. Or crab, I think, steaming it. But they cut it out for time. So this was a theme throughout the whole movie of him cooking unconventionally and in weird ways.
I didn't even catch on to that, but that's totally true.
Yeah, and this is another good line that I enjoyed is as they're watching him make the grilled cheese, Joon says, some cultures are defined by their relationships with cheese.
I wrote that down.
Yeah. What's your favorite cheese, CJ?
I gotta go with probably smoked Gouda.
Really?
And I'm that fast with it because I thought about this ahead of the time.
I didn't know.
How about yourself?
I just like sharp cheddar. I'm a real basic bitch. I like a real sharp, real tangy cheddar.
Oh, I mean,
just eat like a block of cheddar cheese.
Does
like
nacho
the extra
cheese
sharp.
count?
It's a cheese, man.
I mean, it's pretty white trash, but I do love some fucking nachos.
I love cheese in a can.
Yeah.
You ever get Bugles and squirt this cheese in a can inside the Bugle, make like a little white trash ice cream cone?
Oh, man.
Fucking delicious.
Welcome to the cheese pod.
That's coming up real soon. We're going to start our own thing.
We just made the hardest eye contact while we're talking about cheese.
Wasn't the only thing that was hard. And then we go to a scene where Sam is still caring for Joon. He's back in the house, and they go to the diner, just the two of them, to get tapioca pudding. We get some great raisin talk.
Yeah, boy, that whole raisin speech. It's worth Googling. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. Basically explaining how raisins are. Do you have it written down here?
Well, my favorite part is Joon doesn't like raisins, and she tells Sam it's because they're just grapes that have withered and died, and it used to be this really nice thing. And Sam says raisins taste sweet, but they're really just humiliated grapes.
Yes,
and I like that line a lot. And then they talk about the California raisins for a while and how creepy they were. This movie was straight 90s nostalgia for a while because I remember the California raisins well.
Which makes sense. I mean, she's perturbed by the fact that the California raisins were trying to get you to eat raisins.
Yeah, and then instead of raisins, they decide they want. He asks her if she likes avocado. They ask at the diner for avocado, and then I had to think about it. When did you realize avocados existed?
Oh, definitely well past 2000s.
Yeah, I think in my mind, avocados have only really existed for 10 years. Is there a certain age where you hit and then you realize avocados are real?
No, I don't think they were really a thing. I mean, they're particularly hard to grow.
Yeah.
And it's part of, you want to start talking about globalist marketing and things like that. Avocados are something that we should probably not have in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something that the fact that we're able to get avocados for a couple bucks a piece means there's something wrong. To be honest.
So they order avocados at the diner.
You ever hear somebody say you shouldn't be able to get strawberries in December?
Yeah.
But somehow we do it. Yeah. There's something wrong going on.
I got you. But yeah, they order avocados, and then we end up, Benny comes home, and they're not home yet. And they roll up with Ruth, Julianne Moore. She says she took him out to run some errands. So they were at the diner while she was there, and Ruth seems like a sweet woman. She takes a liking to both of them, and they go out and drive around a little bit. They bought Benny 2 new goldfish, Stephen and Stephen, one spelled with a V, one spelled with a PH.
I gotta say, this was definitely a movie where the writers took the day off pretty often to just be fuck it, we hit it again, guys.
Yeah, right. That's a wrap for today.
Yeah. There's a lot of pats on the back in this writing.
Steven, you guys want to get some beers? Let's put a pin in that till tomorrow. They invite Ruth in for dinner, and you can tell there's a little bit of chemistry between Benny and Ruth. And they sit down and they watch her horror movie that she was in that Sam was quoting to her earlier.
Yes.
And it's actually pretty cool. It's it looks like an old horror movie. She plays both parts. She's her,
oh, does she?
Yeah, she's her sister in a blonde wig, and then she's her, and it's her getting murdered by herself, basically. And the movie is called Prom Queen Mutilator. So it's clearly like a B movie, like 80s like horror flick.
That it looks schlocky.
Yeah. Actually, this is where I wrote in my notes that I liked how accepting Benny is of Sam. Because he's sitting there on the couch and he's reciting it word for word. You've ever been and watched a movie with someone that just like fucking says the lines out loud as you're watching it? Ugh. Like, I can't handle that. Like, I'd have been like, you need to shut up right now. He just kind of looks over him and taps him on the leg, like, and smiles. Like, tells him to stop. And then he starts doing it again. He doesn't, like, get upset. He doesn't, like, get mad at him. He's just kind of accepting of who he is. And,
no, man, he knows how to play this game.
Yeah, he's accepting of his quirks and everything. They go to leave. You know, Ruth goes to leave and her car won't start. And Benny's helping her with the car. And he can't get it started, like, right then and there because she's having some issues. She obviously needs some mechanical work done. It's late. So he drives her home.
Yes.
And then we have a real weird scene of her checking out her apartment.
You catch that too? Like, she invites him in, and he just starts roaming the fuck around.
He walks through every room. At one point, he walks through her bedroom and sits on her bed and bounces up and down a little bit and then gets up and walks out to the living room. And I'm like, you just met this woman.
Yes.
This is like your first time in her apartment. You're coming off as a bit of a weirdo.
Like, if the first time you walked into my home, you started doing that,
yeah,
I'd be like, oh, let me give you a tour. Here's the fucking door.
Yeah, adios. So they do this, and then they awkwardly, he has to leave. She offers him a beer, and he decides he should go. He does ask her out for dinner, though. Asks her out on a date.
Yeah, he's a little gun shy.
He's not. I don't think he's gun shy so much as he doesn't have time in his life for anybody.
Yes,
because June takes up so much of his life, and he has to care for her. He can't really be in a relationship as well. So from here, before Benny gets home, we get a scene with June and Sam. They're kind of painting. She's showing him how to paint. He's got paint all over his hands because when she paints, she uses her hands, which is like no brushes.
Yeah, she gets into it
for June. She covers her whole hands in paints, and she paints these big, crazy pictures. And there's a weird part of this where Sam's character actually tastes the paint.
Yes.
Which I guess was improvised. I read that online that wasn't actually in the script. Johnny Depp apparently just thought it would be fun to eat some paint. So
seems about right.
Yeah,
you seen the way that guy dresses?
Yeah, and then they kind of kiss, but not really. And it was very much a scene where I was like, I feel like if this would be what it was like if two people who didn't know how to kiss tried to kiss.
These scenes reminded me of two movies we've seen before. First was Ghost, because they're kind of doing this like artistic thing together. And then when they went to go kiss, it actually reminded me of A Star Is Born when they're just basically
butting heads together.
Yeah, like they're just smashing their faces together with their mouths open.
There was more chemistry here, though. Like I really felt like it was just two people who'd never kissed anyone before.
Yes,
trying to kiss for the first time, and it didn't really like.
Which is kind of how it looked in A Star Is Born too.
Yeah, and then like before they can really kiss, like Sam just blows up a balloon and starts making like weird squeaking noises with the balloon. And that's kind of the end of that scene where nothing really happens.
This is how I like to think that like Jack and Meg White wrote that first White Stripes album.
We get a scene of we flash forward. You know, the date that Benny asked Ruth out on is over, and he's driving in her home
in
his
sweet ass El Camino.
Yeah. All right. High five me. If I could have one car in my dreams, it's an El Camino. I'm going to tell you right now.
Man.
If any of our listeners want to send us an El Camino, the catnip was nice, but if anybody out there's got an El Camino lying around, me and CJ will turn that thing into the love wagon. We'll be out there touring the world.
I'm pretty sure it wouldn't even be the first El Camino called the Love Wagon either.
Probably not. But you know, he goes to drop Ruth off, and she invites him in, and he kind of tells her, "My life's really complicated right now." And he was upfront and honest with her, and she took it very badly. She kind of storms off, and
she put herself out on the line.
Yeah, but I mean, he went on a date, like he thought about it. He wasn't like didn't lead her on. I mean, he could have went inside, slept with her, and then be like, "Hey, I got a crazy sister at home, so this will be the last time you see me." At least he was nice enough to just kind of lay it out on the line and be like, and there wasn't even like she's like, "Let's talk about it." She just stormed off. I didn't like the way she handled it. But she storms off, so that's kind of it for Benny and Ruth. And then we get a scene. Benny, June, and Sam go on a picnic in the park. And we get some great physical comedy routine from Sam here. Johnny Depp does the whole, like, I lost my hat, trying to catch my hat thing. And then he does, like, a really fun thing where he gets Benny involved, where he goes to shake his hand. Benny helps pick him up off the ground, and then he acts like his hand's glued to his. And he's trying to get away from him. And this goes on, and a giant crowd of people form.
This is the first time where it kind of pulled me out, and all I could think is, like, nowadays, like, a cop would come through there and shoot him. What's going on here?
No, I don't think that would happen. Everybody gets like really into it, and this is where I kind of start to not like Benny. Because you can tell Benny gets a look on his face and the wheels start turning, and he starts to look at Sam and think that he could possibly monetize him.
I disagree.
Okay.
To me, it feels like he just wants, like, his idea of success in a fulfilled life is making money off of what you do, and he wants Sam to have that.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily what Sam
wants.
I
don't think No, that is true. Yeah. He's not reading
So even if he's not trying to monetize it, I feel like he's trying to, like, make up his life decisions for him.
Exactly.
When maybe he shouldn't.
So I don't think he's sitting there like, we're going to make a fortune. He's more like, you're going to make a fortune. You got to get out and you like show the world your gift.
But this is where I want to come back to Joon's painting. Like we said, she is a really good artist. She has this giant studio of artwork, and it's all like pretty interesting, like good looking stuff. Why has he never tried to like help her get her art out there?
Yeah,
but now all of a sudden he wants to
oversight.
like use Sam and do something with him. But they all go to leave the park, and Benny tells them to go ahead and go on home. He wants to sit around a little bit. And you see him kind of in the park, just kind of, wheels are turning. Like, he's thinking about, like, what he just saw and, like, how the crowd responded to Sam. And like you said, maybe he doesn't want to monetize it, but he's thinking, like, this kid could be something. Like, he's got some potential. He's clearly an entertainer, and he's really good at working a crowd. So maybe we can do something with this. After Sam and Joon get home, we see them laying on the couch together, and this is where they finally do kiss. And lovemaking is implied.
Yeah,
this is a PG movie. This is a PG movie. I think so. I mean, they wind up like undercovers together and kind of like snuggled up. If they didn't make love, at least there was some heavy petting and some making out. They finally figured out how to kiss. Yeah, that much I can guarantee.
They threw in the first half of Titanic.
Yeah, exactly. Titanic hadn't come out at this point. Too.
Okay. Yeah, I actually wrote that down. Did they have sex?
I think they did, but even if they didn't, they've fallen for each other. Sam tells Joon that he loves her, and she says that she loves him too. And then the door opens downstairs, and you hear Benny come home, and she jumps out of the couch and runs off and tells him, don't tell Benny. Yeah, I can't tell Benny. We get a scene that in the garage, William H. Macy is back, and this guy has apparently Hollywood connections. I don't know what he's supposed to be or what his character is.
I think he's a booker.
Okay.
Like, he's booking acts, because he says, he's like, I've gotten guys in the shows up in Chicago and all over the place.
So Benny's telling him, like, what he saw Sam do in the park and, like, how good he is and how he could be something. And William H. Macy's character is telling him, well, I can probably help you out and we can get him on some shows or something. Yeah. We'll figure it out. Benny goes home, and this is where he tells Sam and Joon that he wants to get Sam, like, on the road. Like, make a star out of him. Like,
does he have another weird bathroom scene before this, though, where he's in the shower
and Sam's sitting on the toilet?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a weird place to have a man-to-man conversation. But he's talking to Sam about, like, I saw those people. Like, you're really talented. Like, you've got something. Like, you could really be somebody. Yeah. Essentially telling him this. But then they're at the table, and he drops the bomb on everybody that he wants to get Sam out of the house. Not out of the house, but he wants him to do this for a job. Like, he would like him to... Yes. Meanwhile, Sam seems to have a dream of working at a movie store, a video store. He goes into the video store. Yeah, he goes into the video store, gets an application. Like, that's what he wants to do. And Joon is irate at, for him trying to get rid of him, saying that, he's their housekeeper. Like, he's their smale. She calls everybody their smale, because that was the Irish lady, even though that's not his name anymore. But that's what she calls the housekeeper. And she says, well, we have to tell him. And she tells Benny that her and Sam love each other and are in a relationship.
I was a little stressed out during this.
This is where I also didn't like Benny a lot. He stands immediately up and grabs Sam and throws him physically out of the house. Yes. This is also, fun fact, a PG movie where there's one use of the word fuck.
I didn't even clock it.
When he takes him out, he says, get the fuck out of here, and he throws him out the door. Oh. There's only like 4 or 5 movies in the 90s that were PG movies that had an F word in it that got away with it.
A little emphasis on it.
Yeah, they got away with it. And after that, the MPAA started slapping PG-13s.
Yeah. I mean, I don't fully blame him for this situation. Like, they've shown that he is way overly protective of his little sister. I think any guy would be protective of his little sister, but if she also needed that much help, I don't think he's like, this guy took advantage of her. He's just like, I don't want anybody fucking touching her. Like, get the hell out of my house.
All right, well, here's an idea, CJ. Don't leave 90s era Johnny Depp at home alone with your sister all fucking day.
That's fucking true.
Yeah, I mean, what did he think was going to happen? The guy's a dreamboat. Got the hair in the eyes, and he's doing all the things with the buns and the tub caps. I mean,
he's real magical.
The guy's fucking oozing sexual charisma. He's got the Riz. Johnny Depp has Riz, CJ.
Nope, stop.
But at this point, I felt like they were forcing an antagonist, like in Benny. Like, I didn't think it was necessary. Like, I thought this movie could have played out in a different way where, I don't know, like, it just didn't work for me because Benny had been so nice and forgiving and accepting and then just turned on a dime, and I didn't like it.
This begins one of my favorite montages of the entire movie. One of my favorite montages we've seen, period.
Really?
It's so dumb. They're playing...
Are we talking about the train scene?
Yeah, like, okay. What's he walking through the train yard for? It's like, have you ever been so depressed that you're like, I'm going to head down to the train yard, just walk between some trains?
You're jumping ahead a little bit. But yeah, it was very strange. Like, I didn't get it. All right, let me catch us up to this weird train montage.
Okay.
Because after he kicks Sam out, June is obviously very distraught and upset. He's putting her to bed for the night, and she's crying, but he says, well, can I get anything for you? Is there anything I can do for you? And she says she wants some tapioca pudding. He goes down to get some out of the fridge. The bowl's empty. So now he has to leave the house to get some tapioca. Clearly this was all a clever ploy.
What does she want on her tapioca?
She says she wants raisins, which we all know she doesn't like raisins.
These are the raisins of my discontent. Like, she's so depressed, she wants raisins.
I'm going to eat some depressing raisins. But she knows there's no tapioca in the fridge, and this is a way for her to get, I believe, to get Benny out of the house, because as soon as he leaves, she looks out her window, who's sitting in a tree? Sam, right? So they pack their bags, they get on a bus. This is where we see her actually have like a legit scary mental breakdown.
She has an episode.
Yeah, for sure. So they have to stop the bus. The ambulance shows up. The paramedics get in the bus. Clearly not trained to handle a woman like this. They practically tackle her on the bus and drag her off the bus. As they're putting her in the ambulance and Sam is in the ambulance with her, Benny pulls up. He's coming down the street with his tapioca. He's on his way back from the diner getting the tapioca. And he sees Sam in the back of the ambulance, shut doors, drives off. He goes to the hospital, is asking to see her, and they won't she doesn't want to see anybody.
Which I don't know how it all legally works, but isn't he like her actual guardian? Like, I don't think they could do that. But hey,
I don't know.
Let's stretch it for the movie.
Johnny Depp also can't make hubcaps disappear, but here we are. So he demands to speak to the doctor. We get CCH Pounder again, and she's kind of just saying, like, we gotta, the home is the way to go. That's the other thing. After they have the big blowout and he kicks Sam out, like, he shows her the pamphlet for the group home and essentially tells her that she's going away. Yeah. Because and he calls her crazy, which kind of like really makes her snap. But, he sees the doctor. She kind of tells him that she doesn't want to see anybody right now. She's in bad shape. She wants to be alone. He can't see her. He comes out. Sam is in the waiting room. And Benny, again, is a dick to Sam, like grabs him up, tells him he's not allowed to see June. He doesn't want them to be together at all. And Sam just says, no. Like, I'm going to see her. Like, I really like that. He's just like, no. It's very simple and like to the point where he's like, yeah, I like her. Like, I'm not going to just go away because you tell me to.
I liked it.
Yeah. And then we get sad fucking train montage, which is real weird. He's actually walking in front of a train that's moving while he's on the tracks.
Which is another homage to Buster Keaton. He does a great bit where he's running in front of a train and he's literally laying down part of the track for a train in real life.
Yeah.
Like but I think they were throwing these little things in there.
Okay.
Also, Rockin' got a great song, that Have a Little Faith in Me.
Yeah.
That great music.
There's some great songs in this. But, we kind of see that he's like feeling bad now and guilty. We see that Sam has gotten the job at the movie store and he's staying with Ruthie now. Like, he's living with her.
A little odd.
I mean, no odder than winning him in a poker bet and letting him stay at your house.
Yeah, no point was his cousin like, okay, come on home. Like, we've done enough.
He had him sleeping under a sink. He probably didn't want to go home. But, Benny comes to the movie, the video store, and, apologizes to Sam. He feels bad. And he wants to go see June, and they want to get her out of the hospital, and he wants Sam to come with him. He wants him to get to see her, too, and he thinks that that's going to help. If she sees that they're together, and Benny has, like, forgiven everybody, and it's okay now, that she'll be better. So they try to get into the hospital. Thomas, played by Dan Hedaya, who works at the hospital, they go to him first, and he can't get them in to see her. Like, he says he'll lose his job. There's no way he can make it happen. He does give him the room number, though. So they go up and they sit, room 335. So they go up to the third floor, and they go into the waiting room, and there's a locking door that, they can't get through. So they're waiting for nurses to come in and out, orderlies to come in and out. And again, Johnny Depp is magic. He takes his hat off and throws it, and it lands perfectly and stops the door from shutting so they can get in. This guy's magical.
How do you think he got the role?
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, the character, I think, is magic. So they get in. They're getting ready to sneak down to where her room is. We get a couple orderlies come out, and Sam sacrifices himself, basically. He runs up and slides on his knees in front of them and makes a big scene. So they pick him up and carry him out to throw him out. And Benny gets to her room, and he's talking to Joon through the window, and she doesn't want to have anything to do with him. She's upset. And he suggests that, hey, we could get you your own apartment. Like, Ruth has we find out Ruth manages her apartment building.
Yes.
And there's an open apartment there. She could live there, and they could have separate places, and she could try things out on her own. Which this seems like a terrible idea to me.
It does. Actually, let's go back just a little bit, because they've referenced her trying to burn the house down. I don't know if an apartment building full of people is a great idea, but before they leave to get on the bus, she takes a picture of them as children and lights it on fire and throws it in a sink.
Yeah.
Were you expecting the house to burn down?
I read on IMDb that in an early draft of this movie, the house does burn down. She burns the house down.
You think they were like, that's too far?
Yeah, I think it might have been. Or maybe it was too expensive to burn a house down. They were maybe budgetary reasons or something like that.
Okay, sorry to drag you back to it.
No, that's fine. Yeah, no, it's good. Because
I don't know
I forgot about that and I wanted to bring it up. But yeah, it's not a good idea for her to be I don't know how you go from you need constant supervision and I'm worried about you all the time to maybe I'll just stick you in a place by yourself and you'll be okay now.
Yes.
It didn't seem like the greatest of ideas.
I assumed
it was like a complete, it was a way overreached, from, I live with you, you need constant supervision. Now I'm going to put you in a group home because you've gone too far. I'm going to pull the reins way back and just give you your own place. Next to my girlfriend, who you could burn alive. Not a great idea, but...
Yeah, I mean, I get there's got to be a certain amount of, autonomy for anybody.
Yeah, I felt like there could have been a better way to do this. But she's still not really receptive. He tells her, well, Sam's here, and she doesn't believe him. CCH Pounder shows up. She walks around the corner, and she says, well, I could, put you in jail for this. You're not supposed to be in here. So let's go in and talk to Joon and see what she wants. Meanwhile, Dan Hedaya's character has seen them trying to take Johnny Depp out of the hospital. So he stops them from doing whatever they're going to do with him. Takes him outside and shows Sam what room Joon is in from the outside.
Yeah.
At this point, Sam scales the building up to the third floor and finds a little window. I'm assuming it's for a window washer.
Yeah, it's a window washer.
A little swing on a rope that you could go back and forth across the windows.
Another Buster Keaton
movie. So as... Jesus Christ, if fucking Shakespeare in Love was for Shakespeare nerds, this movie's for Buster Keaton nerds.
Absolutely.
Because I didn't see any of these.
Man.
I didn't know any of these were nods to Buster Keaton. But as, they're talking and CCH Pounder has her back to the window and she says to Joon, what do you want? Do you want to be in the home or do you want to have your own apartment? Sam swings by the window. And there's this cool little scene of him going back and forth through the window and she sees him and her eyes light up and she says, I want my own apartment. I want to be on my own because now she sees that he's here and she can be with him. So they get her out of the hospital. Final scene, Benny shows up to the apartment. Ruth greets him, and you can tell they're kind of back together. Well, not together, but he tells her, he's like, hey, my life's a lot less complicated now. She smiles. He gives her some roses. He goes into Joon's apartment. He goes in to see her, but he walks up to the kitchen door and sees that her and Sam are making grilled cheeses with an iron, which, if you like to start fires, this might not be the best way to cook. But whatever. Sam, at least...
that apartment's going to be covered in fucking paint
Sam,
in 2 months.
I will say, at least Sam, takes pretty good care of her, it seems like. Even though he, took her on the bus, which was a bad idea, and freaked her out. Clearly, there's probably going to be some things that trigger her that he has no fucking clue about. Mm-hmm. And this is probably going to end horribly. But, for all intents and purposes, Benny sees the two of them happy. He leaves the flowers on the doorstep, and he just leaves. He lets her go and do her own thing, which is kind of
Cue the Proclaimers.
Yeah, and then rolling out with the Proclaimers.
Yeah, we go in with them, we go out with them.
Yeah, and that's it. So, any grand gestures for this one, CJ?
Yeah, let's talk about Buster Keaton just a little bit. I mean, he's somebody that's worth Googling. I only know about him. I'm not like a huge fan. I've never actually seen any of his movies. It just kind of fell down a Wikipedia rabbit hole. Not even for this movie, way back in the day at some point. And you can find tons of clips of him. He was the original Jackie Chan. Like, he was the guy that did stunts that you could die.
Yeah.
And he did them in a time where the studios did not give a shit if
you did die, there was just another Buster Keaton in a closet somewhere they were going to pull out and be like, all right, it's your turn.
Yeah, like
Hope it goes better.
You know, they did a bit with a clock face on the side of a building where he was basically like climbing around the clock.
I have seen that, yeah.
The most famous one is probably, other than the train thing I mentioned earlier.
Is he the one with the house, the front of the house that falls?
Where the front of the house falls, and that's a 5,000-pound wall.
Yeah.
And if he was in the wrong mark by more than 4 or 5 inches, gone.
Yeah.
Like, that was one shot to do that shot right, and he moved in, stood on his mark, house falls. So, like, he was just a kind of a badass dude that did a lot of crazy things.
Yeah.
And worth Googling.
Oh, nice. All right. Ready for my grand gesture, CJ?
Yeah, hit me.
We got emails, buddy.
Read them.
I'm not going to read the entire emails, but I'm going to go ahead and shout out some people here, and I'm going to give a little bit of insight into what the emails were. So, yeah, after our Bottoms episode, when I begged and pleaded for it, apparently that's all it takes. Because I just have to...
Oh, just begging and pleading?
Just begging and pleading, yeah. Just whine and cry a little bit about emails.
Yeah,
we got 2 emails right after that episode aired, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about them. Our first email is from someone right here in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Her name is Jessica. She was the gifter of the catnip.
Yes.
That we mentioned before.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yes, thank you so much. Jessica is a friend of friends. You know, she... friends with your wife on Facebook. She works with a very good friend of ours.
Yes.
And so she kind of found out about the podcast that way. And she's been listening since episode 1. We do hear from Jessica. She's always got good ideas, good feedback. She's been a supporter of the pod from day one. So we just want to, I do want to let you know that when I open my email, the title of said email from Jessica is Your Fucking Email. So she's like, here's your email. You got it. So we had very nice things to say about the podcast, and said keep the podcast coming. It was very nice to hear from Jessica. Our second email, and this listener asked for us not to use his name. He asked us to use his old online moniker, which is Mook number 13. This is our listener in Idaho.
From Moscow.
Not Moscow, Idaho, CJ, because in his email he lets me know that it's pronounced Moscow.
Idaho.
Yeah. Spelled Moscow, but Moscow, Idaho.
I feel like I'm putting weird emphasis on Idaho now. Moscow, Idaho.
You are, but our listener from Idaho, he let me know. This is our guy. He let me know that this was his 3rd time sending an email. I swear to God, I never got any of the other ones, or I wouldn't have kept asking so fervently for emails. So I don't know if there was an issue with a misspelling in the email, or I may have given the wrong email. But he said after hearing my plea on the Bottoms episode that he wanted to try one more time. So he let us know and just said, keep up the good work. He let me know a few of the episodes that he's enjoyed. And he also copied the original email that he sent. I just want to give you a few highlights. He says that he felt strangely called out in our Sex and the City episode. Because we always like to mention if we're getting listeners in certain episodes.
Oh.
And I think at that point he had downloaded quite a few of them in a row. We did call it a binge, although he said I don't think listening to 15 episodes in 2 weeks a binge, which is probably right. We're just very excitable. And we love the attention.
It's more of me that I'm comfortable with, and I am me.
But he says, genuinely enjoyed the podcast. He says funny, generally lighthearted, and willing to call out bad behavior and poor decisions as represented in the movies you review. And what I really liked is, like I said, I know, and we love all of our listeners, and we thank you all so much. I'm not delusional. I know that a good bit of our listeners are friends and family.
Yes.
People that listen because they know us and because we've asked them to listen. And just the fact that you keep listening, it means a lot, and it's huge to us. We really love doing this, and I think it's just the fact that if one person listened every week, I'd be ecstatic.
With full sincerity,
yeah,
I recently learned what a love language is.
Yeah.
My fucking love language is the validation of others.
I don't think that's a real love language.
The idea that anybody is listening to this is that to feel validated.
Yeah.
Sincere as hell. Love it.
But what I like about this listener in Idaho is kind of like found us organically through some of the associations that we have with Fright Pub, which again, we can't thank those guys over there enough, guys and girls over there enough. They've let us be on. We've been guests before we did this podcast.
Yes.
We've been guests since. And just like this listener started out listening to a few different podcasts. He found a podcast called Danger Close, which Liam, one of the co-hosts of Fright Pub, that's his other podcast. From there,
great podcast.
Yeah.
Well,
So
they
shout out
review war
Danger-
movies,
yeah.
and they often stretch the lines of what a war movie is.
Yeah,
and it's great
Yeah,
show.
so let's shout out Danger Close with Liam. And I wish I knew everybody's name on that podcast. I don't, but you're all great, and we thank you. So from Danger Close, he found Fright Pub, and from Fright Pub, he found us. So I just think that's so cool that like someone out there in the world that we don't know stumbled across us organically and just without us prodding or asking or posting Facebook posts, whatever. Somebody out there, and like that's why I said like anybody else out there, if you're listening in other countries, other states that don't know us, like we would love to know, and we'll read a little bit of your email on the air. We'll at least give you a shout out. So
yeah.
So send us an email at you've.gotmails@yahoo.
Fuck yeah, I'm feeling confident now. Next time I get in a poll, I'm taking my shirt off.
And this listener, I do want to bring up one more thing, and this is specifically for you, CJ, because I don't remember what you said. But apparently you struck a chord, because he says here, my question for CJ is a simple one. What is so worrying about Moscow? So I don't know what you said, but he also goes...
I wonder if it was the cadence when I was doing the Bottoms episode. I said, Moscow, Idaho?
Well, no, because this was the copied one from way before, so this would have been like after the Sex and the City episode, I believe. But he does say, I don't know how familiar either of you are with the state of Idaho or the city of Moscow. And he says, I hope that neither of you are painting the entire state with the same brush. Listener, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know a damn thing about Idaho, aside from potatoes, and that you're there. And I love the state of Idaho.
Yes.
I don't think we have any issues with Idaho.
Those are two of my favorite things.
I don't even, I don't know. I got nothing bad to say about Idaho. I don't know. I just thought it was strange that we got a listener in Idaho.
Heck yeah, man.
I think it's strange that we get a listener anywhere. I'm going to be dead ass. So, but yeah, this, like I said, he just said we're doing great work and a lot of nice things to say. And then gave me a little bit of history on Idaho. So
nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Thank you, Mr. Mook number 13.
Mook number 13, yeah. So, again, anybody out there that's listening, we'd love to hear like why and how and where and all that good stuff. So, but that was my grand gesture for this movie. I just wanted to shout out our emailers and our listeners and just thank everybody that keeps on listening, and just we're going to keep growing and looking forward to hearing from everybody.
Yes.
That's enough patting ourselves on the back for all these emails we got.
Yeah, for real.
So shall we... Let's dick flick the chick flick.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to go first because I don't have much on this one.
Hit me, and I'm a little worried we might have something similar, so you go first.
So my thing, what I want to do is, Joon keeps setting the house on fire with telekinesis. She has, like, issues. Like, they think she has mental issues, but really this is like a fire starter Stephen King kind of situation.
Ooh.
And then Johnny Depp comes in as Sam, as kind of the caretaker, and I say that he's, like, kind of magical. Because he has powers as well. Like, he can kind of just, like, he makes hubcaps disappear. He has, like, a weird way of bending reality. And it's kind of just, like, it's still a love story, but it's kind of, like, about, like, these two people who don't have mental disabilities. They have magic powers. He kind of, like, helps her to get her shit under control. Because he's a little more... He's adapted to what he can do a little more.
This.
And it's kind of like a struggle back and forth at first. Like, she's still setting shit on fire. Things are exploding. And, she gets... But he kind of helps her hone her powers. And then, they still fall in love and everything's great at the end. That's mine. It's very basic and simple. But I took the idea of her setting things on fire all the time.
Are we adding Patrick Stewart or no?
Patrick Stewart?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not an X-Men scenario.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
No, this is more like a
Just asking.
This is more down the Stephen King route.
Okay. Like a lighthearted, lovey Stephen King story.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
Nice. Well, that isn't what I had, so that's great.
Excellent.
I thought, actually, the scene that got me was when the orderlies are pulling him out. This is where I want the movie to make a change.
Is it going to be the Fat Boys?
No, that would be awesome.
You see the movie Disorderlies with the Fat Boys?
Oh, fuck.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
I lost my train of
They're
thought.
just beatboxing their way down the hallway carrying Johnny Depp.
How cool would that have been? No, so he starts flipping his hat around a little bit, flips it in one of the orderly's faces, punches right through the man's neck.
Oh, God.
Murders him.
Wow.
Right there.
Jesus.
This becomes a jailbreak.
Yeah.
But Benny, God help him. He loves his sister, wants her to be happy. They jailbreak out. He knows, look, the only way I can do this is by going along with it. And it becomes a manhunt. They're murdering people that are trying to keep him down.
Jesus.
He's just kind of trying to rein them in the whole time. But this is where it cuts to CCH Pounder. Because I love this woman. She's so good. And she can play good guys, bad guys, anything. She basically turns into Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, from The Fugitive.
From The Fugitive.
Yeah.
There's a scene of her outside of an art store. And she's like, I want every art store, record shop, VHS rental joint. I want them all turned. And it becomes basically The Fugitive.
Anywhere in 1990s hipster could be found.
Yes.
Let's shut it down. Coffee
and
shops.
in the end, it ends with them shooting Jack White on accident.
Got him.
Got him. All right, that's me.
I love it. All right, let's Nick Cage this thing. I'll go first.
Okay.
This time, I guess. Maybe I shouldn't have said that because I don't have my notes pulled up. There we go. I'm going to connect Dan Hedaya, because I just like that guy. Fun character actor that I've seen in a bunch, and I figured he's been in so much stuff, it probably wouldn't be that hard to do. Dan Hedaya plays Thomas in this, was, as I said before, in the Addams Family movie, and he played Tully, the lawyer.
One of my favorite movies.
It's one of mine, and it stars an amazing actor by the name of Raul Julia.
That's why it's one of my favorite movies.
Raul Julia plays M. Bison in the Street Fighter movie. Classic action masterpiece.
I'm going to not talk about Raul Julia. You keep going.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we could do a whole podcast about Raul Julia. The guy's amazing. So the guy that played Zangief in Street Fighter, his name was Andrew Bryniarski. He was in a movie called Any Given Sunday. You've seen that. It was the football movie in the 90s. Jamie Foxx.
The guy loses an eye in that movie. That's what I remember.
In that movie, James Woods plays the team doctor. He's in a movie called The General's Daughter, which stars John Travolta. Obviously, John Travolta was in Face Off with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. That's mine.
I'm getting a little outside of the box for this one, for adding them in.
Okay.
Because there's a few good people he could be in this one. I'm actually going to make him the singer for every song in this movie. So I want to hear the Proclaimers' I Would Walk 500 Miles as sung by Nicolas Cage. Now, I don't know if he can sing. I don't think he needs to. I think he just needs to make sure the lyrics happen while the song is going on. Because we got a little Joe Cocker in this movie.
Yeah.
I think Nicolas Cage just doing the full audio dub.
Can we just do... All right, I have one request. If there could maybe just be a little picture in a picture. Like a little... Just so I can actually see him singing the songs.
It's got to be full deadpan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I want him to sing it for real. But
when I wake up, when I know I want to be, I want to be the man. Yes.
Who's taking off your face? All right. Perfect. I love it. Let's rate it.
Okay.
What do you got?
I'm giving it a 3. It was heartwarming. It wasn't a great movie. I mean, it wasn't like a blow me away movie. It was definitely from that wonderful 90s time where you could just be like, let's just cast people as neurodivergent folks and we'll make up the rules as we go and make it heartwarming and Rain Man, whatever. Music was pretty good. I like the fact that there's really no bad guy in this movie, which is a thing. Like, there's brief shots where Benny's sort of a bad guy, maybe a little bit with CCH Pounder.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's everybody just wants the best for everybody.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a feel-good movie. This would be a good movie to watch hungover when I feel all depressed sitting on the couch.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a nice rainy day Sunday.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, if I was flipping the channels, passed out on the couch hungover, and this came up, which I don't think it would because I'd never heard of this movie before. Yep, that would be it. So yeah, I'll give it a 3.
All right. I think I'm gonna go a little bit higher than that. I'm gonna say 3.5. No, 3.25. It was okay. I like the performances. I thought Johnny Depp was really good. That guy, he's really good in just about everything. I think it loses points for me just because they were kind of so flippant with the mental illness.
Yeah.
Where it just kind of like used it when they needed to like move the plot along.
Full on agree.
Yeah, and as much as I liked the character of Benny in this, I didn't like his character. I didn't like the way he kind of just turned all of a sudden on a dime. And it was almost like a forced antagonist. If I was smart, I'd think of a better way to do it, but I can't right off the top of my head. But I just feel like there had to have been a different way to do it without making him seem like such a different character out of the blue like they did. Like, it just didn't really fit.
I gotcha. Yeah.
They could have sown the seeds a little bit more throughout so that when it did happen, you weren't as surprised, but he still could have been a good guy. Or they could have just not done it at all. I don't know. Like, there's just something about it where they built him up to be a certain character. Where I held this guy to a certain standard to the point that when he's changed like that, it just ruined it for me.
Yes.
Because it wasn't the character that I thought he was the entire movie. And then all of a sudden, he just wasn't a good guy anymore. He ended up being a good guy again, but even then, like, he was making horrible decisions. Like, this guy's so worried about his sister, and then all of a sudden he's like, we'll just give her an apartment on her own. It just fell apart, like, probably the last quarter of the movie for me, where, like, things didn't make sense anymore, and I didn't like it.
Agreed.
So, 3.25. It was fun, good music, nice performances. It was kind of like you said, it's like a movie you could just kind of sit and watch and feel pretty okay about. So, but yeah. That's it. All right, shall we pick our next movie, CJ?
We shouldn't.
What?
No, let's do it. Yeah, of course.
We got to keep the listeners.
You're asking me. I don't know what I'm supposed to answer.
All right, we are up to number 205.
205. So we got a couple more put on there.
Yes, sir. I'm always adding.
Okay, our number is 175.
Wow,
that's up there.
Oh Jesus.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what this is, CJ. It's a movie called Austin Land.
Austin Land.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing that it's kind of in, like, the area of the list where we were just watching YouTube videos about, like, unknown romantic comedies. Let's see. Okay, so it's from 2013. Oh, it looks like it could be I think this is going to have to do with Jane Austen. Okay, so Kerry Russell is in this. Socially awkward Jane Hayes is obsessed with the works of Jane Austen and fantasizes about the character of Mr. Darcy. She scrapes together as much money as she can and takes off for Austin Land, a British theme resort where guests immerse themselves in a romantic fantasy world worthy of Austen herself.
Boy, oh boy.
However, because Jane's limited funds do not allow as many privileges as other guests, her chance at a fling with her very own Mr. Darcy may be limited as well. That kind of sounds interesting to me.
I mean, I like Kerry Russell.
Okay. Jennifer Coolidge is in this.
Oh, excellent. I'm in.
Brett McKenzie, one half of the Flight of the Conchords guys. Jane Seymour. This could be interesting.
All right.
32% on Rotten Tomatoes, so I'm looking forward to this a lot. All right. Well, everybody, until next time when we review the movie Austin Land, which this should be a fun one, I feel like, because neither one of us have a clue what this is about. We've been on a pretty good roll here where I feel we've been hitting some, like, movies that we at least knew or were big time names, and this one is definitely not that. So until next time when we review Austin Land, please check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts. Rate us, review us, email us. Like I said, if you email us, we're gonna get you on the podcast. I mention your name, get that big. You're gonna like the validation just as much as we do. I promise.
Absolutely.
So it's you've.gotmails@yahoo.com. And until next time, stay romantic. Don't be shitty to each other.
And I
would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more just to be the